Hey guys and gals, hey, welcome to another video from Opa's Vintage Garage. Today I've got something pretty special. It's a video that my dad shot back in February of 1990. It's a video of all of his collectibles, which includes gas, oil, tractor related items that are collectible. It's a great video. I've been looking for it for many years and I finally found it. This video was shot on I believe it was a on-the-shoulder camcorder. So the video quality is not fantastic, but a lot of good history based on where he bought some of the things and just kind of an explanation of what you're looking at. We did lose my father back in 2016, so it's really neat to kind of see this video again of all of his collectibles. We did sell everything in the shed in the year 2016, so we don't own any of it anymore. Obviously I don't want people to get their hopes up thinking that any of this is for sale. We don't own any of it, although we still own the 1983 Buick station wagon diesel that's at the end of it. The heads are removed. I believe I removed those in 95, and I think my dad finally pulled the plug on that car. I believe we took the heads in. Anyway, who cares? That is what it is. But anyway, sit back, enjoy. God bless.
Here we are back in the big shed, so-called, and I'm zooming in on the McCormick Deere gas globe, and it's something that was used in the early 1900s. There weren't that many cars around, there weren't that many filling stations, so the McCormick Deere dealers supplied gas for running their one-cylinder gasoline engines that were used to pump water, churn cream into butter, and separate the cream from the milk, and running washing machines and many such things as that. So they had use for all these things. This little crock here I'm zooming in on is McCormick Deere milk machine crock that you put lye in, and then you soaked your milk or inflations in. And then we see the McCormick and Deere cast iron seats and the sign depicting the E.H. Teal Implement Company walk on. And then we have a big porcelain I.H. service sign and a case, and here's a case. This sign was out of the 1930s. It was green and orange, and the eagle was brownish, and the eagle sitting on top of the globe. It said it was established in 1842. Sign's in very good shape. Then we go to the RC sign. That was a sign over the top of the Frankville Road, right, Frankville Bridge, where the Frankville Road emptied into Old 51. We redid that sign. Here's a Flint and Walsing windmill tail and an air motor windmill tail. And then we have a Deere Implement Company parasol. I got that at Jim Meyer's farm sale. In real good shape for an old thing as that is. Backing up here is a 1020 McCormick, F12, F20s. Way in the background is a W9, or W6 that is. The W9 is next to it. Then we go into the gasoline memorabilia things, Shell sign, and they're all porcelain signs, the DX sign, Diamond sign, and the White Eagle, Diamond gasoline, and DX. It's all Diamond was the forerunner to DX, and now I guess DX has kind of moved out of Iowa and it's Sunoco now. And come in on that. There we are, DX boron. That's a gas globe on a 1940s gas pump. It came from the Waterville School. I bought it from Breast-to-Hand DX and Walk On. Redid it. It's in real good shape. And there's some more DX things. Now there's a Skelly sign. Skelly in Walk On was the home oil company. Ralph Sweeney started it, and Don and Bob Anderson and some of those guys ended up with it. Then they tore it down in about 1989, I think. And then we go up and take a picture of Pegasus up there. He's up in the peak of the roof. Very good shape. And Goodyear sign, it's porcelain. Kelly Springfield isn't porcelain, but it's pretty good shape. And the standard Red Crown porcelain sign. Standard Oil product, that's porcelain. Schulte Standard, that's a plastic sign. And this Firestone up here is a newer Firestone. Then down here is a porcelain Firestone sign. Then we pan in on the Skelly Keotane gas globe, and that's a plastic holder. And then this is a solid glass Skelly gasoline with 3 stars on. Then we have the fortified gasoline that has 2 stars, and that's all glass globe. Then we have the Skelly Power Max globe. That's a plastic and glass globe. And then we come into the blue crown and white crown and the red crown. And there's a gold crown around the corner there. And this blue crown is one of the older pumps I have. It isn't a visible gas pump. It's out of the 1912 to 1920 in there someplace. Then the visible, you pulled a plug or pulled a button, and then you'd get a half gallon, or 5 gallons, but you couldn't see the gas actually going into your vehicle. Then they came with a visible gas pump, and this one was bought by Donnie Enyart from the Casson Oil Company in Postville, Iowa. And about 1985 or 6, he decided that he didn't want to mess with it anymore. He was afraid his barrel might leak in the ground and pollute his well. So he sold it to me, and we redid it. And then we go into the Mobil oil gargoyle. You see the gargoyle right there, and that's a old sign. Has a little hole in the one side, but then we pan in, it's Mobil A. And you come down here, right there, I have the Mobil A 5-gallon can. It's in perfect shape. And I have some more Mobil oil memorabilia. There's a 5-quart can and a 1-quart can, a Mobil, and then there's Mobil 1. That's a real new Mobil oil. And here's the Mobil gas Flying Horse globe. Then some more. There's a Texaco memorabilia. There's a Texaco sign. I remember that one's dated 1941. And a wagon, an old wagon with a load of Texaco memorabilia on it. And there's a Texaco fire chief hat. It was a very collectible thing, and the Texaco washing chamois washer with a ringer on top. And Haviline was their Texaco, and here's a new Texaco plastic jug. There's older Texaco things. And where's that ship now? Oh, let's see. There's the ship. There's the Texaco North Dakota. That was a ship replica of an oil tanker out of the late 50s or 60s. Haven't got a flag for it yet, but I have to remember to insure that. And here we come back to a Zephyr can, and then I've got a Zephyr globe here, an old Vidal oil, another one. There's a Tidal. That was the same company. There's a Tidal porcelain sign, deep rock, and a city service, and pure oil porcelain signs in this very nice wagon, a rapid delivery wagon, very good shape, and some Goopy dolls and such on there, city service, and Plowboy and Bugle Boy and Summertime and Velvet and such things. There's a George Washington, and up here we have there's a Star Tobacco sign, porcelain sign, really good shape. There's an IH teddy bear that my wife, we sold them at toy shows. And here's a 747 replica. We bought it O'Hare Field when we were there with our son, for our younger son, Matthew. Here's some rockets that Matthew made when he was in grade school. And a biplane made by John Meyer from near Frankville. Knew him well. I knew him some. And he worked on these planes in the First World War. And some other one, there's a Pan Am Clipper and a jet plane and such, lightning rod. And here's a 30 series John Deere pedal tractor and a 10 John Deere pedal tractor. It has holes in the side and the 20 doesn't. And the 30 series, real good shape. And then we go into the two-legged Deere sign, a walk-on implement service company, really nice shaped sign. And then we go to a fluorescent lighted sign at Guttenberg Implement, a four-legged Deere. Then we go to the wood John Deere, and a Deere's going the wrong way. That was the way he was going down at the implement shop, and I got that at Guttenberg also. Then this next four-legged Deere, it says John Deere Quality Farm Equipment. That is the second oldest sign. It's a four-legged Deere. Then we zoom in on this porcelain sign. That, by the way, this sign was from Elkader, Iowa, and this one's from Guttenberg, and then this one was from Nebraska in that area. That's the oldest one. It has a three-leg showing. That's a porcelain sign. And then this four-legged Deere was from Walk-On Implement Service Company when they were still in Walk-On. Then they moved out to on Highway 76 and 9, and this sign was in the junk, and one of the fellows retrieved it, and I bought it from him. So this sign was used in Walk-On yet when Keith Clark had the implement in there. Then there's a John Deere 5020 on a lightning rod. My wife won that in '75 or so from Flower City in Prairie du Chien. And we have a Deere and Company seat from Moline, Illinois, and then a Dane, and then a lawn and garden pedal tractor, a 60 John Deere pedal tractor, and some more John Deere memorabilia. This boy is made of cardboard, and he was a thing for their 150th anniversary that helped with toy sales and such. Here we have Valier Dundee's Kendall Motor Oil sign, and he was a Massey Harris dealer and also a Packard dealer. And then we pan in on this pretty Packard sign. That's porcelain sign, and the Massey Harris tractor and the Ferguson System tractor sign, and then the Kendall Motor Oil sign, and the Penn's Best Kendall Motor Oils. That's a very, very good sign, very good gasoline container or oil container. It's been redone very well by Darrell Martin from West Union. Then we come back, here's a porcelain Firestone sign, old Goodyear, a Mona Motor Oil. I saw that sign in a gangster movie on the screen. Very Valvoline. That came from Castalia, Iowa, from an old station. Quaker State, that came from down Hermeyer's. There's a White Rose gasoline globe, made in 1982. And here's a clock face gas pump out of the late 30s and 40s. It still had a little thing where you could see the gas flowing into the car. You didn't actually measure it with that. You measured by the clock face, but you could still see the gas flowing into your car. It was swirled around that little barrel on top there. It's Around the World Motor Oil can, Enarco, National. It was all Enarco oil. There's a late plastic container of Enarco Oil Company. I'm getting a shot of this Polyrene oil container. It's dated 1912, and it shows what wonderful oil. This is a Standard Oil product. It shows what a wonderful oil it was. It would go from the tropics to the Arctic, from the snow to from the humid hot summer to the cold winter, and it's very good shape for an older oil container. Then here's a torch off of a Standard Oil sign. Just going along here now, and I'm going to back off and get a picture of this Smokey the Bear sign. It's an aluminum sign. Nice and light for as large a sign as it is. Real good shape. Got it at a flea market. And there's a Smokey the Bear teddy bear. Walking along here now. I'm going to hit the 2+2 display, and then here's some pedal tractors. Massey Ferguson pedal tractor. It's a one about 10-12 years old, but it's never been played with. It's just beautiful shape. A 60 John Deere, that real good shape, and some other memorabilia here. There we go into some national cockshot tractors from the Toy Museum at Dyersville. I'm taking some pictures of some globes I didn't have on gas pumps or displayed yet. I had this diamond gas globe on another pump, and then I'd put the red crown or a blue crown on that because Standard had a bigger base than other ones. And then this Clark one is one that I didn't have mounted right, didn't have displayed right now. And this diamond globe is a forerunner to DX. And this is the most expensive globe I have, I would say. It's an etch globe, meaning the diamond and the diamond lettering is etched in the glass by same way they make tombstones, they sandblast it. So then this Sinclair is a very collectible globe. Seed corn memorabilia and the wood things, and some cast iron seats for that wall, some horse memorabilia, some pretty wagon advertising tin picture, Hanyaker horse sign, some cans. and some other gas pumps I have to restore. And there's the Kendall sign that I got from Blair Dundy's building after it burned. It was up in the attic someplace, didn't know about it. Craig Fee was burned to death in there. Very tragic accident. The community will really miss his expertise on welding and such. It's very tragic for a young fellow. We all should learn something from that. And there's the Wolf's Head motor oil and Valvoline, Pennzoil, Oilsome, that's a reproduction sign, big spark plug, Champion spark plug, and the Goodyear clock, and Mona motor oil sign, and the Gasser Brothers. That was a rather appropriate name for an oil station. I purchased the W9 and W6 from Bob Gray. We were having a little battery trouble and checking the spark plugs on the W6. They're both restored. W9's a little newer restoration job, so it looks a little fancier. And there's the last McCormick Deering, or the last international tractor made. It's a 5488 all-wheel drive to the pedal tractor. Got quite a pedal tractor collection. Some of them are over in Postville at a display right now. A couple M's and an H. Outside here, and I'm taking a picture of this 26.5 foot tall International Harvester sign. We have this insured with Grinnell Mutual. Also, it's to be an antique, I guess. The International Harvester went out of business with their farm equipment in 1985. And there's 8 yards of concrete in the ground to hold this sign, and there's bolts 1.25 inch size by 5 feet long down in the concrete to hold it. So we hope it stays forever and ever, I guess. And this is the metal building we keep our collectible things in, our signs and things that we don't want weathered, tractors and cars and such. And there's a 83 Buick diesel station wagon we've driven a long time. Has 180,000 on it. It's three motors in it, but it's been a very serviceable car. I guess people are driving cars longer now. They are so expensive to replace, and it's a very good car yet. And so I guess we'll close for now.